Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Dalton95 with another Transformers Age of the Primes video, and today we're taking a look at something I've been waiting for to get. I've got Excellion, already started his video, but finally, looking at my own local store, finally have Sideways. Been eagerly waiting for this. I had the Rat Bat repaint of the original. Unfortunately, I sold it like 8 or 9 years ago. I really regret selling it. But we got this, and I'm hoping we get the Noise Maze, like silver gray variant, and eventually a Rat Bat as homage to that set of him and Springer. But for now, let's take a look at Sideways. Real nice artwork here of him in robot and jet mode, 21 steps. Again, right there, showing off his cyber key and the faction gimmick. And same thing on the back, 21 steps, Transformer Cybertron, showing the Autobot side of that gimmick here, his little double-bladed weapon, as well as his weird crossbow shield weapon, and the primes that he could eventually have descended from, probably Liege Maximo, the Prime of Lies, which, you know, fits with his double-sided personality, also being a member or a resident of the colony planet X. So there is that. So let's go ahead and open him up and check it out. And here we have Sideways out of his packaging, and I think he looks pretty good, though. Let's go ahead and, well, let's go over paint and everything before we get into accessories. Primarily black and orange plastic. All the gold, silver, and accented orange, such as the legs here, is painted on. So the cockpit windows painted on. This little Planet X symbol, I guess, painted on. This does end up eventually becoming the symbol for Logos Prime. The visor, of course, is painted. Some really nice gold here on the shoulders and on the head there, which we'll go ahead and zoom in on. So very nice paint detail and molded in detail as well. Like, it is very close to the original. And some of you might remember, I did mention in the beginning that I do not have Cybertron Sideways, the original. Well, I mean, it's been like a month since then, but I actually now do proudly have an original Cybertron Sideways. So do a full comparison on these. He is just the tiniest bit taller than the original, but the original does some things a lot better in my opinion. Of course, having that translucent, I mean, look at that light piping, no light behind it, and it shines like crazy. Now this still does look good. I think Toy Hex did a kind of a chrome sticker for that, if I remember correctly. I need to look at their page and get some things ordered. But yeah, definitely do enjoy this one quite a bit. There is some also paint missing from up here, but we'll get more into that. Let's go ahead and get into articulation. His head is, of course, on a ball joint. You got swivels at the bicep, all the way, or not bicep, at the shoulder. You can move all the way out, and that's as far as they go. Do get a bicep swivel, 90 at the elbow, wrist swivel, although it is very tight on my copy. Do get a waist swivel. Get, you know, swivel hinge at the hips, thigh swivel, over 90 at the knee due to the transformation, some waffles, and you get full ankle tilt, and you get a little bit forward and back on the feet. Now, as far as accessories go, he does come with his blades, which, comparing with the original here, still has the silver paint, but it is lacking the green accents. I don't know why they completely removed those, except for on the shield blaster weapon, but they did. And you can, of course, hold both of these as a single blade shield piece, or if you prefer, and I kind of display them like this, just like with the original, although I don't know, I might switch up every now and then with the blades. We can plug them onto his legs, and I still think this one does a little bit better having those attachment points kind of bulk out his legs a little bit. And his little crossbow bladed shield thing. Now, the original could not, detach from the original figure. This one has a little flip down 5mm post. Flip that out, and then there's a little switch back here that, if you recall, on the original had a cyber key. And of course, there is the original as well. So they did keep that accurate. It is molded in black plastic. I don't know why they didn't mold it in the orange, unless that's palm, therefore unpaintable plastic. But they did mold it in black plastic, painted silver and orange. It does fit in the slot, but it doesn't activate the gimmick like on the original. It'd have Autobot, push this in, Decepticon symbol would show, and the blades flip out. So, of course, for whatever reason, Hasbro decided no more spring-loaded gimmicks, even though they're awesome and still a lot of fun to this day. But you just take this little piece here, slide it down. There you got the Decepticon symbol, and you can even have it just displayed like that without the key in there. Then these will flip out. Kind of just gotta adjust the second or the inner blade to your liking, just to where it's even. Just like that. And plug onto the arm here. And there we have Sideways fully armed. And of course we can take these, give him his wooden weapons. And there he is. So there's that. And here is the original. So again, with these little sections on here, it does thicken up his legs a little bit. Still looks a little bit better to me. But again, if you prefer the new look, I still like it for the update. It is a fantastic figure. Just, I don't know, the original one still holds up. I mean, the only thing it's really missing is ankle tilt and waist swivel. Other than that, this has the same level of articulation that this does. So, if you want, track down an original one or get the new one, which is limited to Walmart. I think in Canada or overseas, it'll be either Target or Toys R Us or even like EB Games. I'm not sure where. I just know here in the US it's a Walmart exclusive, just kind of like the Legacy Year 1 that half wave of deluxes. It was just the 3 deluxes and that's it. And that's kind of what they did here with Excellion and Sideways, because they pulled Skywarp and whatever the other 2 figures were. So go ahead and get into transformation. We'll go ahead and remove all of his accessories. Get right into it. We'll pop open the cockpit here. Rotate the head 180. It's on a double joint here and here. Just bring that down. Close up cockpit. Kind of gives the spaceship like little fangs. Bring these sections up, which are separately molded, unlike the original copy. It does, yeah, he does have a waist swivel. I forgot if I mentioned that, but he did. All right, so bring that down. Rotate the arms here. Bring them up and around this way. And I think we want them pointing down. No, we want them pointing up, sorry. So we want the 5mm port facing that way. Have the palms facing up, or these shield pieces facing, or kind of gauntlet pieces facing down. So again, rotate this up. Rotate the bicep. Tab the arms together. Rotate the fist. There is that. Bring the section up. Go ahead and collapse the feet and heels. Bring this around. This will come around, and there's this little section here that'll slot right into there. And of course, a slot here and a tab here on vehicle. There we go. All come together. Take the wings here. There's a slot and hole right here. Just fit in like that. Same thing here. Flip that up. And then there's 2 slots here, and then this large slot here. Slide that back. Or no, this slot right here, yeah. Tab onto there. And there we have Sideways in his Cybertronian or Exian jet mode. Space jet, space plane, whatever. So, there's that. And here he is compared to the original. And yeah, smaller jet mode. Don't really know much else that's, changed. It does have these brackets on here that are no longer on the original. Or the new one. The new one doesn't have any landing gear, just has this little skid that forms from the midsection. And just kind of sits there on those ports where the blades plug into. I will say I do like the simpler transformation here of leaving the waist as it is and just having the hips and legs do everything. Whereas here you've got to split the legs, you got to get everything lined up just right, and sometimes the ball joint pops off while also lining up the blades. It does get a little annoying sometimes on the original, but the original can do something that the new one cannot, and that is you can plug in this and then pop the blade or this up and plug that in, and there you've got the bladed ship mode. I wonder if you can even do that on this one. I haven't even actually tried. Just know it doesn't pop up. Nah, you can't even plug it in when it's like this. So that's one more point detracted from this. But this one still looks so good with all the green throughout here. The paint on this section is completely absent from here. You got these kind of bronze details. Of course, the translucent cockpit gives me very much like Samus Aran ship vibes from Metroid. That'd be a killer crossover. But I know the one thing I would absolutely love to see this retooled or repainted into is the mass production type version of Noise Maze, which was more of a kind of metallic gray or silver with, I think, blue or gold highlights. I can't remember exactly how it looked. I just know it was like a grayish silver color. I think it had blue accents for at least the orange. So I would love to see that. Maybe Universe 2.0 colored Rat-Bat or as Rat-Bat, and then maybe a Scourge just to nod back to Botgon again. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode. Remove those, we'll move this. We're left with just a bare ship. Just untab everything, bring this out, bring this all down from here. Straighten out the legs, straighten out feet and heels. There we go. Bring the arms out. Collapse this section here, bring down the waist. Flip the head or chest open, bring the head up on its double joint. There we go. Close that up. Bring these back down. And we'll straighten out the arms. Go ahead and add back the weapon. We'll just keep it closed up for now. And add these back onto his lower legs. So there is Sideways. So let's go ahead and get into final thoughts. So when it comes to Age of the Prime Sideways, is he a worthy addition to your collection? I think so, absolutely. Whether it's for a Cybertron display, Generations, or even with these new Cybertron figures in general, I just think it belongs in your collection. It's a fun, awesome figure. Nice callback to the original, but if you already have the original, maybe wait. I don't know. Honestly, it's up to you at the end of the day, but my opinion is, if you've got the original, you're not missing much of anything with this, other than the fact that you can change the gimmick at will, and it has a few more articulation points. Other than that, some of it does feel kind of like a downgrade from the original, as far as, like, you know, not having the spring-load gimmick, missing a bunch of paint apps, no light piping, at least for the head, because, you know, the original, the whole back of the head is translucent plastic, and it captures light so well compared to even modern day light piping. So I'd say I'd recommend it if you've never experienced this mold, but if you could find an original one for cheap, check that out first, or even just get this. So I don't know, it's hard to make a recommendation when I'm no one really in particular as far as reviewers, but I don't know. I personally really enjoy it, but I've had so much more experience with this mold, whether it be, you know, this or the Rat Bat from Universe 2.0, that, you know, just the nostalgia of messing with this original mold hits. Even though, like I said, during transformation it gets a little funky with the legs. So, I don't know, take that information with you will. I recommend it either way. If you want to wait a little bit for it to go down in price, totally fine. If you want to get it now while the iron's hot, do it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this weird rambling video like most of my videos are. Be sure to check out those links down below, and be sure to check out Axelon News every other week. This coming week we'll be discussing the real reveal for Shockwave, what that's going to look like, and yeah, pretty soon New York Comic Con is going to be coming up, so keep an eye out for news on that. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. So long. Take care.